So everything is connected. On Losing Grace, O'Kenneth talks about his relationship with his mom in a way that is similar to how he talks about it on Yesterday. On Losing Grace, it was like his mom's out there worried and stressing about his ways and asking about his mental health. And she does so because she knows how deeply emotional her son is. She knows how deeply he can take things. Wait, that didn't sound right. What I meant was we all have that one friend or relative who is deeply emotional. Like, these people get really affected by things. Something may happen, say a death in the family, and while everyone may be grieving, these people will grieve just way too harder than everyone else. You will end up having to put your grief aside just to console these people. And even after months have passed, when everyone else seemed to have moved on, these people will still be taking it as if the death happened just the night before. And it's not only in times of loss, just life in general. Every setback seems to really affect these people. And you know how you make mistakes in life, right? What do you do after you make them? You learn from them, and depending on the type of mistake, you ask for forgiveness and you try to move on. But not with these people. What I'm getting from this song, Losing Grace, is that O'Kenneth is this type of person. He feels like there is no redemption for him for the mistakes and the wrongs he has made in the past. Whatever he has been through, no matter how long ago it was, continues to weigh down on him hard. So much so that even with all the success that he and his brothers, the Asaka gang, have had, he still can't seem to forgive himself and be at peace. And the only way to deal with whatever it is he has been through is to keep to himself and smoke weed, lots of it. But the problem is sometimes after he smokes, he has a bad trip and he gets paranoid, and you can tell by looking at his face. So it's like a never-ending cycle where the weed that he uses to ease his mind ends up causing more chaos in his mind. So that's why he's like,
These 3 years and the trauma still meddling. I've been losing grace. I've been losing weight. Lately I've been smoking lots of the pain. Sometimes it gets me carried away. Makes me up a little bit hard, I can tell from my face. These 3 years and the trauma still meddling. Nothing was the same. I get it, I know things will have to change. I know my mama out there worried, stressing about my ways, asking about my mental health. She knew how I took shit, did she know how she really made me feel? She know how I'm secret, if stop paying bills. That's how I dealt.
but what does it do? What is it that could be so bad that O'Kenneth did in his past? That is making him feel like he's losing grace in the eyes of God. That is making him feel like he's losing faith that he could be forgiven. Well, I can't claim to know all the facts, but I think I have an idea. In the next couple of lines, he talks about how he pulls up with his gang in people's neighborhoods with swinging knives in their cams. Why would you be going with squad into people's neighborhoods with swinging knives in your camouflage? If you listen to Asaka, a subject matter that is common among rappers is street and gang activity that is characterized by a whole lot of stuff. Most notable among them, violence that can come about through the need to protect their territories or robbing people for their goodies, or anything at all that demands violence. They rap about these things a lot, and if you don't come from where they come from, you might think they are lying about these things. But here is someone who is trying to heal from and find forgiveness for that phase of his life. Although he attempts to justify all the things that he did by saying, oh, for what it's worth, I ride for my broskies, that he was stuck in an unfair system that now he's been able to escape from, that he was young and dumb. Even though he has found success and now he doesn't need to do all those things to survive, he still knows that all those people who were victims of his activities didn't deserve it. Anyone who he ever robbed, anyone who he ever hurt or harmed, no matter how many excuses he can come up with, they can never justify the act. And for that he loses sleep, for that he feels like he can't find redemption, for that he feels like he's losing grace and can never be forgiven, and for that he smokes a bunch just to deal with the pain and trauma and to ease his mind and distract himself. But even this sometimes ends up backfiring on himself, and his mind goes into a spiral. You guys remember at Kweku Smoke's revival concert where so many people had to hold him back just so he couldn't throw hands with Deco, and people were wondering why that many people had to hold O'Kenneth back, especially with him being the quietest of the bunch and all. I guess that's just how crazy he used to be, or still is. Guess what? City Boy came to quote a particular tweet where someone was asking why that many people had to hold back O'Kenneth just so he couldn't get into a fight. Look at what he said. He said, bro is a real Drazagu. Don't let the good music fool you. O'Kenneth himself has referred to himself as a Drazagu in a couple of his songs. And also, I don't mean to reduce all the pain and trauma that he has been through to just him having to hurt people. Because even with that, it's just what he had to do to survive. So all the pain and trauma is just him having to do what he had to do to survive. Such as, like he said in the song, he slept in dead places, which had him feeling like life was unfair. Remember earlier when I said O'Kenneth seems to me like one of those deeply emotional people who can't move on easily from things that he go through? Well, let me take you through Reggie's verse on the song just to show you a little something and get my point across. When O'Kenneth said he rides for his broskies for what it's worth, Reggie is his broski, right? They have been through shit together. Wait, that's not parliamentary at all. I mean, they have been through stuff together. So whatever it is that O'Kenneth went through, it's safe to say he went through some of it with Reggie. Because, they came up together and they seem like really tight buddies. And on this song, they are both talking about the same thing. How stuff they did in the past is making them feel like they are losing grace. But if you pay attention to Reggie's verse, anytime he talks about the bad days, he quickly counters it by saying something hopeful, by saying something positive, which is not something we see in O'Kenneth's verse. O'Kenneth is all about the bad days, and the only times he said something positive were the lines that he tries to justify what he had done. And even with that, it's still not a complete justification. He still feels bad about it. And in another line that he tried to be hopeful, he was like, I know things will have to change. Pay attention. I know things will have to change. Now listen to what Reggie says. Reggie says, I've been losing grace, but I'm sure I'm going to be great. He's sure he's going to be great. There's a surety to it. O'Kenneth knows that things will have to change. Is it just me, or there's a difference in how these two people see how things will turn out? One knows things will have to change, and one is sure he's going to be great. And that's not the only time Reggie is positive. After Reggie says a couple of negative sounding lines like, lately I've been stepping with my broskies, nothing been paying me, it's like I'm going brazy, now my shit's ain't wavy, Lord you better come save me. Listen to what he says. He counters all those negative things that he says earlier by saying, but I'm still stepping on my toes, but I'm still working with the broskies. There is no giving up shit in our circles. We are all about the trophies. Want to make it big and cover my mouth with some gold teeth. Mama told me keep going in. It's such a sharp contrast between what goes on in these two people's heads. One sees redemption and the other doesn't. One has a positive outlook and the other has a gloomy outlook. But to me, that's like the balance that the song needs, because it helps you better appreciate the verses and also gain a deeper understanding into how these rappers feel and what goes on in their minds. Listening to the song is like a roller coaster ride for me. The beginning is like way too sad, man. Sometimes I even shed a tear. It's not easy. Big man like me, pan. I'm used to mama. Why not say me boy? Pay them no mind. They don't know what they are saying. But when you get to the second verse, it's like, yeah, it's hopeful and it just completely uplifts your mood. And isn't it kind of interesting how it seems like the mothers know their sons way too well? One's mother is worried sick about her son, asking him how he's doing and all. And the other's mother is like, yo, keep going in. One more thing before I go, I feel like this is equally important. Even though Kenneth can't seem to find redemption, there's one thing that I think keeps him going and gives him hope. It's his brothers, the people he came up with. When he sees them happy, he's happy. It's like he's able to source his happiness through them. Back to the line where he says, for what it's worth, I ride for my broskies. They have been through words together and now they are making it. And if his brain is wired in such a way that he can't seem to move on from the past and truly be happy, if he sees that his brothers are able to be themselves and live free and be happy, he also becomes happy by proxy. Look at this video and tell me I'm lying. In this freestyle session, when he sees his brothers on the mic happy and busy rapping their asses off and truly living in the moment, just see how happy he gets, smiling ear to ear like a proud dad. I feel like those moments are when he truly realizes that, oh shit, we made it out of the trenches.
What I can do. Sakanyum ne papi we patran de ba ne patu. When the baby says to do BJ for the weather. Sakanyum ne drop ya anthem dia can pressure. Just be brain Amsterdam dia can so Amsterdam. Kata boy my prefer from rap.